with the team? All the time. Okay? That's conflict. And so now we're competing with ideas and comparing wits and those kind of things. When you know you're right, and also when when options are not possible, people utilize competition. Next one we use is collaboration. This is definitely the one that we would like to use most. When it comes to collaboration here, this is when you can't compromise. Okay? Then I have to collaborate. Get the best of what you have, the best of what I have. Not giving up anything. It says we also use collaboration when we're learning, when I'm trying to find out more about somebody, organization, their mission, their agenda. We see it when we need to merge some different views, we collaborate. Also, when you want to gain commitment, sometimes you curry favor by collaborating with other organizations and other leaders. Say, hey, I'll be there at your event, need you to be at mine, right? Okay? And when you want to improve relationships. Avoidance is a bad thing in most situations. However, it is still a strategy with conflict resolution. From the standpoint that if there is something that is extremely pressing right now and I don't have the time to engage you in an issue, then I may have to avoid you temporarily. That doesn't mean forever. It just means temporarily. Okay? Next, when you need to let people cool down. Timing means a lot when it comes to resolving conflict. If somebody's hot and heated right now, it's not the best time because their physiology has changed. They're hot, they're upset. It's time to let them cool down, so I'm going to avoid you for a time. We'll come back together momentarily. Next, when you need more information, not the time to speak. Also, when others can resolve the conflict more effectively, temporarily, that is. Okay? Accommodation is also a strategy. Accommodation is when you find that you are wrong, then it's time to make accommodations. Have you ever messed up or done the wrong thing and you say, you know what, I need to make this right? Okay? And I make this right through this form, with this form of resolution, which we call accommodation, when you know you're wrong. Okay? When you want to be reasonable. Okay, this has gone too far. I know I'm right, but in an effort to be reasonable, I'm going to make accommodations for you. Where would you like to have the meeting? Where would you like to talk? I'll bring the coffee. I'll make accommodations in this particular situation. Good. When issues are more important to other people. You ever had that? Some people where something's just not as important to you, so you know what, I'll accommodate you here. I'm not going to die on this hill, as they say. Okay? You want to build social rapport when you want to minimize your losses. The last one there is compromise. It says this is when goals are important but not worth it. What do we mean by that? Right? In terms of compromise, especially in marriages and relationships, they like to say, well, if you're going to be married, you have to compromise. Right? Well, what compromise is really saying is that I want something and you want something, but I'm going to give up what I want and you're going to give up what you want and we'll meet somewhere in the middle. Right? And so compromise is what you do when you have to do it. But what we really want is compatibility, right? Okay? We also use compromise when opponents are committed to different ends. Okay? We said we have a position and we're firm, and so we have to give up some part of our position and meet in the middle. When you want to achieve temporary settlements to complex issues, same thing. Temporary settlements to complex issues will compromise. And lastly, when you want an expedient solution under time pressure. Okay? And so when we clarify that, our goals, when we move forward, we have to understand that I need to know exactly what it is that I'm dealing with. We get everything out on the table. This comes back to the candor and the accountability. Let's clarify our positions. How many of you ever been in situations where you were upset with somebody or vice versa, but actually when you had the time to talk to them, you realized that, hey, what I was thinking was absolutely wrong. Right? Get clarification. Set some goals. Where are we going to be with this next week? Sometimes people say, look, we just disagree. That's fine. We can disagree without being disagreeable, but we have to move forward. Where are we going to be with this next week? And to consider our options, obviously. Remove any barriers to that. Sometimes that's people. Sometimes that's locations. Okay? Make agreements and acknowledge what the solution there. Last thing before we go, because we're short on time. As a team, I need I need some people. I have an exercise for us. Let's get everybody to stand one more time. I need one row of people to come right here. We're going to split in half. So let me get 10 people right here. You're going to face that way. 10. Okay, and I need the rest of you to face them, to come right in front of them. Okay. You guys as well, spread out a little bit. Good. Good. Good, 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 good. Good, good, good. You guys can jump in, come on. Somebody right here. Come on, Sybil. Okay, here is the exercise here. This is it. I am going to time you because we are going to take this orange and we are going to pass it all the way down to the end, okay? The way this works is it's going to go from this side to 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 that side. You get it? All the way into, everybody has to touch it. Now, the rule is, you need another person? We need one more person. Come on, coach. Okay. So this is the only rule. This is the rule, is that you have to drop it. There needs to be space between each other's hands, okay? You can't just hand it to them, but you have to drop it. You understand? Okay, so here, let's try it. Okay? All right. Okay, good. I think we get it. So let's start. Huh? That's the only rule. Okay? Okay? And we're timing it. Are you ready? And go. Make sure you drop it. Don't hand it. Stop. We did that in 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Give yourselves a hand. Now, my question is, can you be faster than 20 seconds? What do you think? You think so? Okay. All right. Well, let's try it. Are you ready? And begin. You must drop it. Can't hand it. Make sure you drop it. Uh-oh. Start over. Start over. Start over. Stop, 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 stop. So we're going to start over. So my question really quickly. Here's my question. What happened right there? You dropped it. Okay? She said that she dropped it. And so here's the question. Does that happen on our teams? Do people drop the ball? Right? And so what typically happens when somebody drops the ball? Hopefully, but many times they get blamed and ridiculed and they feel inadequate because they didn't have that deep social bond where somebody says, it's okay. We've all dropped the ball before. We can do better. Right? Okay? All right. Are we ready? Wait a minute. Time out. Time out. Time out. Time out. Time out. This is important. Okay? Because when we have candor and we have accountability, we should never feel stupid by offering an idea. Okay? Because that's where innovation comes. When people are always worried about being right, then they hold their opinions. They don't want everybody to hear them. Now, let me ask you, we all laughed at Coach, but what was wrong with his idea? So let me ask you. Should we get closer? Okay, let's get closer. Okay. All right. Are we ready? And go. Oh, stop! What happened? The ball got dropped. Okay? Now, okay, so now we have somebody who says, hey, it was me, right? She said, I love it. Denise said, that's my girlfriend, though. Because the thing is that when we have that bond, I can forgive, right? I can be empathetic, and I'll give her advice on what to do next time. See, a lot of people are looking for team members to fail. And so they see something go wrong and say, ooh, watch this. Watch what she do. See, I told her, but see, you see what I mean? That's right. Okay. We give one of you guys to step in. Come on over. Good. All right, here we go. Let's start over right here. Okay. I love it. What's your name? Listen to what Joyce said. Joyce said, hey, put your hands out so that, guess what? The other person has a target and you're ready, and so you probably won't drop it if your hands are already cupped waiting on the ball to get to you. Okay, so let's do that. Let's put our hands out, two hands in a cup formation together like this. So put hands together. Good. All right. That's okay. Are you ready? And go. You drop it good. Yeah. Oh!
That's fine. I didn't want to drop it.
Guess what? Stop. And we're going to do it even with that challenge there.
He was trying too hard.
Even with that challenge, it was just, that only cost you 1 second. In terms of 21 seconds from 20 seconds the first time, that was 21 seconds. Have you stayed on track, you were about to do something amazing, time-wise. So guess what? Let's try it again. Okay? So let's get close. Hands that are cupped, ready, and 1, 2, 3, go. What does it say? Look, 13 seconds. Okay? Give yourselves a hand. You can have your seats. Now, we're about to close. I was scheduled for an hour and then some feedback questions there. So the thing that we learned right there is what? What are some lessons from that? First, teamwork is going to make the dream work. Number one, what'd you say? Being able to communicate on our team is going to cause us to be able to innovate, to be able to do things faster, better, without it costing us anything. Right? What else? Being open and coachable, accepting suggestions from others, even if they're not the leader. Right? Being able to accept your mistakes. See, the thing is, being able to take ownership of my mistakes means that I am doing it to get better. That I'm going to learn, I'm not okay with it, I made a mistake, I own it, but I'm going to get better. Okay? Celebrating success. Do you see the look on everybody's face once we got it right and we got that time down? being prepared, right, to have a plan. Okay? And we'll talk about that at the next session. This is important stuff. Who would have thought that we could go from 20 seconds and shave off a whole 7 seconds? The story is told about Steve Jobs when they were trying to develop one of the last operating systems that they made before he passed away. And one of his technicians came to him that was spearheading the project, who was able to say, hey, I can get this thing to open up and be operable in about 40 seconds. He said, this is amazing. It's the best that's out on the market right now. Steve Jobs looks at him and says, are you sure that that's the best you can do? Wow. And the guy says, I think I can do a little better, and goes back to the drawing board. And that's the challenge that we have to issue to our team members and those who lead us and those that we lead, and peer to peer. Are you sure that's the best you can do? Denise. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better. The question that they ask on the Gallup poll survey for employee engagement, I think it's question number 3, is, do you feel that somebody on your team has your back? Okay? And so when there are people who we don't have that feeling with, we have to go create it. We go create it. Okay? And so we're closing. This is the question and answer phase here. Who has any questions about team building or about anything that I've talked about so far? Sure. Absolutely. No sweat. Jamil, you can email that to them? Okay, good. Any other questions? None? I love this part, especially in most training that you do. When you ask that, a lot of people are saying, nobody better not ask a question because he's about to let us go. Okay, I just need you to repeat after me. Say, when things go wrong, as they sometimes will, in the road that you're trudging, it seems all uphill. Though the funds are low and the debts are high, you want to laugh, but you have to sigh. Though cares may weigh you down a bit, rest if you must, but please don't quit. All right, my name is Carl Latting. It was nice to meet all of you. And I will hope to see you guys again soon.